YouTube. Today is the 20th of May. It's Wednesday, and it's 6 p.m. UK time. And I'm going to be here for whatever time you need me to be here. I don't know if you have noticed, but I've changed the name of my page on YouTube and the thumbnail as well. And it's now called The Diary of a Human Being instead of Didican Transformation as it has been up till now. And the reason I did that is because I realized that it was time for me to change. And I realized that one of the things that I apply when it comes to healing, helping people to heal, to grow, to change, is something that also obviously I need to apply on myself. And sometimes I forget. I work on myself all the time. I do use every single tool that I use, but there are so many different facets of ourselves that we don't always realize some aspect of us that we need to upgrade as well. And so I realized that I was still somehow masking when I do the live stream, when I do the videos, when I do the content. Again, I've got my past, I've got my baggage, my conditions, and I've learned all my life from the moment I started to heal to let go of the masking as best as I could. But there's still some traces because there's so many different aspects of us, different moment, different set of context and configuration. And so I decided to now maybe talk more about how I see things from my perspective as a human being. The masking part is that I was still seeing myself the way I believe people are looking at me. And this is what I do with my clients. We need to realize that if we suffer from limitations, limiting belief, it is because we are still looking at ourselves from the perspective of the people who looked down on us, who belittled us, who made us feel bad about ourselves. This is why we have an inner critic that is so negative. We have a negative self-talk. We put ourselves down all the time. And I've stopped putting myself down a little while ago, but there were still some traces of me looking at myself from other perspective than my own self. And I realized this also furthermore today as I was just outside in the park. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm learning how to experience life and the world from my own perspective, as opposed to experiencing it from the perspective that I think others have of me. And I think it's a problem that we all have, but especially people who are neurodivergent or people who suffer trauma and didn't get a chance to develop a personality, a standpoint, a point of view. Our perspective, if we are trauma survivors, was always to see things from the perspective of others. How are they looking? How are they seeing us? Do I look good enough? Are they going to hurt me? Do I sound stupid? Or any of those things. And so I'm doing this in many different ways. When I go out, when I'm at the gym, I am more myself. I'm aware that I've been still masking in some capacity. So, for instance, yesterday I spent a lot of time in the park, and I was very happy to just talk to myself, like I would do normally if I was not aware of the people around me. And I was thinking about my next project, my next script, the next things I want to talk about and explore in more depth. And I was wearing my earmuff and walking or sitting in turn and just talking to myself. And I could see people watching me and some of them smiling, wondering what I was doing. But for the first time I was liberated. I didn't care. I was like, yeah, this is me. This is what I do. It's all right. We must normalize this. For some of us, it's easier to do this. And so why not anyway? Um, I remember when I was a few years back, before I started to do that work, when I would catch myself talking to myself, I would have profound feeling of shame. What's wrong with me? Gosh, I've been spotted, I've been seen. They're going to think that I'm mad or something like that. But now I'm happy to fully be myself. I don't steam that much anymore. I used to steam a lot. But now it's more about me just forgetting that there are even people watching me, forgetting that there are people around me. and this is my story. I'm taking charge of my own story. I'm becoming the center of my own story. I believe that this is what we should all do in some capacity. I believe that we all are not living our own story. We're living other people's story. We're thinking, imagining, guessing what we should do, how we should behave like, how we should look like, the things that we should say. And we do this so much that we forget about our own perspective. So this is a journey of finding ourselves again, a journey of authenticity. And so I think that was my thought of the moment. Just so you know, guys, if you're new to my channel and you're wondering what I'm about, I'm a therapist and coach, and I come here to talk about mental health therapy, psychology, spirituality, mindset, emotional intelligence, any of those things and more. So if you have any questions at any time, just ask me, and I will engage and do my best to give you some recommendations that hopefully can help some of you. Okay. But if you don't have anything, it's okay. Um, I'm going to just go with my flow and continue being myself and exploring what it is to be that self in that situation, which is the live streams on YouTube. It's a new thing for me. Um, I was thinking about how I did the last live stream last week. The last couple of live streams I did last week, I realized there was something wrong about it because I was like, come on, guys, give me something, otherwise I'm going to go. Ask me something. And I realized that it's the wrong energy. I shouldn't be doing like that. And again, I was seeing myself, looking at myself from the perspective of others. I should be useful. I should be filling the gap. I can't stay in silence. It's wrong. People are going to judge me for that. And really, I should just learn how to be comfortable with myself, with my presence, with my silence, and with whoever in their own time, if and when they're ready, asking me questions. Then. Genji, hello Didi, how are you doing today? Very well, thank you so much. I've been thinking about you. I've missed you. I didn't see you last week. I hope that I didn't upset you in any way. I remember that I was trying to tell you how, if you are really so desperate, always not to uh, reach the level of peace that you are aiming at, maybe you could use my services. But then I realized that I've said it already once, and that's enough. You know it. You don't need to be reminded. If I push it, then it's going to make you feel bad. You're going to think, yeah, it's going to add some unnecessary shame. And this is the last thing that I want to do. So I hope that we are good. And is there anything you'd like to tell me about yourself today? How has your last couple of weeks been? Genji, oh, one, of course. Oh, no, of course not. I just was incredibly busy with work. Okay, fantastic. I mean, fantastic that you are not upset. What do you do for a living? Would you mind sharing with me? Maybe that can help us discuss any of your own healing journey. Whatever we do in our daily routine affects us directly. Um, we're not just the result of the momentum that started when we were born and our exposure to environment through childhood, but also our exposure to our very environment as adults. We had installed a lot of triggers, but those triggers are triggered by our actual environment now. And so being aware of what we do, the people that we have around us, all those things are very important in regards to healing and self awareness. Genji, I felt really bad, but I just didn't have the time. All right, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. You're here now. I mean, feel whatever you want to feel. It's not for me to tell you what to feel or not, but you don't have to feel bad. Feel bad because if it's your reaction, it's your program. But then the next moment, tell yourself, I can let it go. I don't need to feel bad anymore. It was just a reaction from my program because I still hold a lot of old triggers that are not disarmed yet. But it's okay because I can move on. What matters is not what you feel in the moment. What matters is what you do the next moment. How you're going to deal with that feeling. This is where we have some power. And I've been applying this a lot on myself. I do it all the time, anyway. But I had a lot of awareness about how to implement it in new ways in my own life. And so, for instance, again, with my husband, we've been together for a long time. For those who don't know us, I have a lot of different symptoms. Some of them are diagnosed, some are not. I'm not diagnosed with BPD, but I strongly believe that I have BPD. And my husband is on the autism spectrum, but we only found out in the last few years. And so what it means is that for 15 years, we have developed some habits of belief about one another that was quite negative, as in, he's doing it on purpose. He's not trying hard enough. He's mean, or something like that. And now that I understand that he's got autism, I understand that it was never something that he did consciously, deliberately. It's the way he deals with interactions with people. And the same thing about me. I overreacted. I take a lot of things personally because of my trauma, my BPD, and all those things. Um, and so we have learned how to no longer blame the other for their behavior, but instead understand why it's happening. Um, and so one of these instances happened again not long ago. My husband said something or did something, and I took it personally. For one moment, I was like, he's doing it on purpose again. But then I thought, it's happening again. Let go of the energy. And then the next moment, I'm reminding myself, I'm experiencing this because the filter that I have still in regards to that specific situation is that people do it on purpose. People are doing this just to annoy me, just to hurt my feelings, just because they don't care, because I'm not worth their effort. Um, and it's a wrong filter. It's a filter that was born from my trauma, from my inherited belief that I had from some people in my life as well. And so I decided the following moment after the action, first to let go of the energy of anger and blame, and instead reminding myself, this is only a filter. I'm going to change that filter. And I'm going to use the filter that tells me, why did he do that for? Because he has autism. Because this is how he deals with things. Because he was also startled. He didn't realize what was happening. He just reacted in his own way. And it's not personal. It's got nothing to do with me. It was not because he wanted to hurt my feelings or make my day, my life miserable. It's got nothing to do with that. So I had to change the filter. I reminded myself that I could do that. And I changed it. And in that moment, I could see him for who he is, a kind human being, a beautiful person that comes from the best place, and he's doing his best just like all of us. And I felt better straight away. And so it's the same things whenever you are going through, whatever you're going through with your colleagues, with your husbands, with your family, whoever. In the moment, remind yourself you have to feel whatever you have to feel. It's your action, it's your program. There's nothing that you can do about it. Again, unless you use hypnotherapy, this is a whole different conversation. But unless you do that, at this point in time, it takes time to undo something that you have been using over years and years or your whole life. Right? But what you can do is to let go of the energy, and then the next moment, remind yourself it's only a filter, it's only a perspective. I can change the filter, I can change the perspective, and I can experience that same situation from a whole different outlook. And now I'm going to feel better because I've chosen a better filter. I've chosen a better um, belief uh, to translate that situation for me. I've chosen a better meaning about the situation. Um, Genji, I work with graphic design and marketing. Fantastic. Oh, wow. You're creative. Beautiful. That's nice. And marketing means you have to deal with people. Oh, well. Genji, I completely understand. I experience that too and tend to overthink how I affect others. Just know I will never have negative feelings towards you. All right. Thank you, Genji. I'm glad you say this. Bassist. Hi, Didi. I have a family member who's addicted to alcohol following a divorce. He also has ADHD. I sent him to rehab, but sadly he relapsed and is currently drinking vodka quite heavily daily. He doesn't seem to want to stop. I feel a little helpless in the situation. He seems happy on the surface and says he drinks because he's bored and enjoys it. I'm concerned for his health, and also he seems to get into fights increasingly. Any suggestions would be much appreciated. Thanks. Okay, so what you need to do is to get someone with whom he can connect with. The reason why he drinks, the reason why he's all over the place is because he has created a system to get by, to function in his own existence, in his own life. He has ADHD. So when we have ADHD, typically we can easily be addicted to things. We don't have any dopamine. And also, ADHD can create a propensity for a lot of trauma and depression and anxiety because we live in a society that is ableist. So there's a lot of things that can be said about his case. There's a lot of different ways to look at it from. But when you say he doesn't want to change, it may be true in the sense that he's not ready to change. Why would he change for? If you're depressed, if you don't like yourself, if you don't like people, if you don't like life, if you hate everything, why would you change? There's nothing to change for. Only the pressure to make other people happy is not good enough. And so you want to basically connect with that person first and foremost. Instead of trying to push them to change, instead of reminding them all the time that there's something wrong with them, you should change. You are not normal. You're hurting everyone. Instead of making him, is it a him? Yeah, him. Instead of making him feel worse, be with him and tell him, you know what? I'm with you. I see your suffering. I care about how you feel. If you want to talk to me, I'm here. If you don't want to talk to me, I'm also here. I'm not going to judge you. I don't need you to change. However, if and when you are ready to change, I can redirect you to some people that I know, to some courses, to some books, to some systems, to some places, to some whatever that you may know about. And this is how you help someone. And the best and most important aspect of any protocol is for him to connect emotionally with someone. And I know very well what I'm talking about because I used to be addicted to class A drugs and alcohol up to the age of 39, like very, very badly. Probably like him, getting into terrible situations all the time as well, being totally emotionally unstable 24/7 uh, in myriads of ways. And the way I've changed because of I have my own journey. We're all different. There are many different ways to change. But in my experience, being a therapist myself, who also specializes in addiction, um, the key element for someone to change is to trust the therapist, is to trust that they are on the same wavelength, is to trust that they don't look down on them, is to trust that they don't see them as someone that is inferior. Um, and so, ideally, you want to find someone who has been through what he's been through and has found a way out of it. That'd be the best thing to do. And so, if you can find that person, then that person could speak to them. And if they have some sort of connection, now there's a trust. Now there's a desire to change. We are being seen. We feel that that person gets me. And so maybe there's a hope now if we can do something about it. Um, it's not just the fact that he's alcoholic. It's also addressing the reason as to why he needs alcohol in the first place. So we talked about the anxiety, the depression, the trauma, any of those things are to be addressed. Um, so yeah, um, let me see if there's anything I can add to that. If you say I sent him to rehab again, those are um, the sort of things that people do when they don't know what else to do, and it's still something. But rehab have a very small rate of success. I think in the Priory, which is one of the most famous rehab places where all the celebs go in London, they have 12% success rate. So the problem is not the alcohol. We don't address the alcohol only. We want to address the root cause as to why we need alcohol in the first place. So again, we talked about ADHD, depression, anxiety, trauma, all of these things and more are really important to address. As long as we just talk about you are drunk all the time, we're just focusing on the system that he has put into place to just stay alive. Probably, this was the case for me. Um, I used to drink. I took drugs a lot when I was younger, and later on it was mainly alcohol. But I used to drink every day, and I would pass out not just once, but twice a day, sometimes every day for most of that. I was on a mission to avoid reality at any cost because I hated everything about it. And if anyone would tell me about the alcohol addiction To me, that say, you don't see me. You just see what I'm doing. You don't see that I'm suffering. I need that. The reason why I'm still alive today is probably because I had alcohol, and before that, I had drugs to buy me time. So, of course, I'm not promoting, I'm not encouraging, I'm not condoning taking drugs and alcohol. But what I'm trying to say is to show that from people who are taking it, it's a whole different story. The alcohol is not the problem, it's the solution, the momentary solution to a problem that we've suffered from all of our life. This is very important to realize. Um, Again, I'm going to sound like I'm promoting myself, but I could maybe talk to your, is it cousin or friend? I can talk. I could talk to a family member and see if there's anything that I could do. If not working with me, at least if I could give him a bit of hope. Um, yeah. If you're interested in that, there should be a link to my website somewhere in my bio. He doesn't seem to want to stop. Yeah, and also the thing is that I understand that it's difficult because he's a family member, and we want the best for the people that are close to us. But whether he charges or not, it's his journey, it's his business, and there's really little we can do really, other than what I just said. Be kind, be there, be non-judgmental, and be ready that if he ever asks anything, then you can tell them, you know what, I know that person. Maybe you want to talk to him and see what happens. That person has been through exactly what you have been through, and he found a way out, and he may be able to help you if you give him a chance or something like that. Um, does that help, bassist? Genji, yes, I am a creative, and my husband works with computers, so we're polar opposite. I mask with people and can seem very talkative, but he doesn't mask for anyone, and that he talks so he confuses people. Okay, so it's a good thing that he doesn't mask. It's a good thing for him. I don't know. I like to assume that it's good for his career as well. Genji, actually had a really bad split yesterday. I kept having the thought of you telling me advice, telling me it's okay to cry and what I need to do to help myself. Okay, so how did it go? Bassist, thanks, makes sense. I'll vote for him and say, when you are ready, I may refer him to you. What are your rates? I can only, I only tell my rates when I speak to the person. I don't divulge my prices here. Because then I want people to give me a chance to speak to me. If I just tell my rates, a lot of people will not even give me a chance to talk to me. And they may miss out on, even if they don't work with me, they may miss out on some very important recommendations and advice that I can give them. So that's why I don't give my prices out. I do discovery calls that are free, about half an hour long. And by the end of that discovery call, we decide if we can do work together or not. Because I may feel that we're not compatible. Uh, so it goes both ways. It's really about finding out if there's a connection for both of us. And if there's one, if we both agree to work together, then I tell my prices. And if some people cannot afford them, what I normally do, I spend another 10 minutes to give them extra free advice so that they still get something from that conversation. Genji, to be fully honest, I got to a point where I was a mess. I said to my husband, Didi would tell me it's okay to cry. My husband just told me, why don't you? Why boarding? I said, because I don't want to. But you're boarding, so you started the process of it, right? Your husband is supporting you, which is fantastic. This is quite rare. He doesn't have any problem with that. He wants to encourage you to feel more things, and then you started to bawl your eyes out, and so you started to cry. Even though you said I don't want to, it still happened, right? So it's a journey. You're going to learn how to be more comfortable with that, and at some point you may be able to cry, and like dirty cry, in those places, but still be okay with that. Feel safe because you're just expressing yourself. You're expressing that energy. You're no longer masking. You're not no longer pretending to be in control, to be strong, to be whatever people tell you you should be. Bassist, profound. Thanks for the insight. Thank you, bassist. Thanks, Didi. Thank you. And also, please spell my name properly. I know that you don't mean it, but Didi is Didi, not Diddy. This is another Didi. And I don't want to have any confusion about our names, please. Leo Luca, nice day, master. I'm not a master, just call me Didi. I see you move too much when you talk. I think it's to keep a good internal balance, always specificity for to keep a perfect balance with yours, energy ambient around you, correct? It's just the way I am. We don't have to understand or to judge or to analyze what people do. I'm like that because this is the way I am. I have ADHD. Sometimes I can be very much over the place. Sometimes I can be quiet. It depends. But it doesn't matter. We should not expect people to behave in a certain way. We are, we should, but we are. That's how it is. Now, maybe some of us may think, oh, but maybe you are not coming across naturally. Maybe you are trying to pretend to do this for the theatrical, for the theatrics of it. And it may be true with some people. But then if you notice that, it's because you are projecting something about yourself. And so it doesn't matter. This is how I express myself. I'm learning how to be more myself. It's a journey that is going to be lasting the whole of my life. But essentially, I've spent so many years trying to be someone else. And of course, I've heard many things about myself, but there are so many different things that we can always upgrade about ourselves over time once we realize that there are those things happening, once we raise some self-awareness about those things. And so I started that live stream talking about this precisely, about how I'm realizing that there's still some part of me that I need to upgrade. And that's how I see myself. Instead of seeing myself the way people are looking at me, I'm seeing myself the way I should look at the world from. That's very different. And so maybe that's why I'm more like that. And if I'm a bit fidgety at times, again, it's because I have ADHD. So depending on my state, if I had some coffee, if I went to the gym, if I have some thoughts that are getting me to be agitated, I will look across a bit more agitated. But I'm not always like that. It depends on many things. Um, I'm just saying this because you say you move too much. I don't believe that it's kind. I'm sure that you don't come from a bad place, but I don't move too much. I move the way I like to move, the way I'm meant to move. And, if you think that it's too much, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about this. But I'm pretty much sure that you don't mean that, right? Sometimes we say things, we can be clumsy in the way we express ourselves. Um, Unless, for some people, it can be too much. For some people, it's too much movement, right? And so if that's the case, this is who I am. And I apologize, but I cannot change myself. So maybe yeah, that's how it is. Um, I think one of the reasons why we have so much problem with people is because we are trying to change people instead of trying to understand them. And once we understand them, we can accept them as they are, or we can choose not to accept them, and it's okay because it's a big world out there. We don't have to get along with every single person. It's about finding the right people who are aligned with us energetically at this point in time in our journey. Um, so, Leo, does that is it a good reply to your comment? Shana, thank you for all you do. Thank you, Shana. Genji, I feel like a mess, but but enough time has passed that I've been able to think and come to some form of peace. I had my morning walk. I think I became triggered by something and lost myself completely. Uh, yes, so sometimes you go through things and they linger a little bit, and it's okay. As long as you have an awareness of the energy that is being channeled in your body at that point in time, that's what matters. Um, the next thing that you can do, remember, feel the thing that you are feeling, and then think about it, but address the belief, address the filter. I talked about it extensively at the start of that live stream today. Address the filter that you're looking at it from. That's how, when, and if you change the filter, that you'll be able to feel something else. If you don't change the filter, you will still producing the same sort of thought, but you create the same sort of feeling in your body. It's like you adding some fire in the wood fire. Do you want to talk about what sort of thoughts are creating that emotional state in your body? Spiraxis, evening Didi. Good evening, Spiraxis. Kola or Shola. Just wanted to say hi and send good vibes to all. Thanks for what you do. You help many, including myself. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Shola. Is there anything you would like to ask me personally? Dawn Woodland, hello Didi, hello Dawn. Edinburgh Empire. Jesus Christ is the great Lord and Savior. Praise the Lord. Mental health is very important. Respect. You're putting two things that are different. You're in the same sentence. There's a contradiction. You're saying that mental health is very important, and then you're saying praise the Lord. Religion can be a great thing, but if you are telling people to do something that creates a lot of mental health problems, praise the Lord. You must do that, otherwise you're going to end up in hell. This is actually very toxic and negative. So I don't know if you do it on purpose, because there are all sorts of trolls out there. So you could be one of them. Maybe you're not, maybe you are. I don't know yet at this moment in time. But I can see in that sentence that there are two things. Trolls typically do that. They're going to put one negative and a positive together to get you to get confused. But here there are two very opposite concepts in your same sentence. Jesus Christ is great, and you must praise him on one hand. Pressure, shame, religious trauma. On the other hand, mental health is very important. Which side are you on? One moment at a time, you can only choose one, because if you're trying to force something on someone, you are trying to control them, and that creates a lot of mental health problems. Just saying. Genji, you say my husband was supporting me, which you are correct. Now looking back, at the time though, it felt like I had become Mr. Hyde. Everything was out to get me, and I couldn't believe the word he said. Of course, because you're in that state. Remember, when you're out of state, it's your program. There's nothing you can do about it. Whatever that you're going to experience when you split, when you're reacting, when you're getting triggered, when you're taking things personally, in that moment, it's your truth, it's your reality. And you will use the tools, the systems, the weapons that you have created to defend yourself from those attacks, from those perceived attacks. There's nothing you can do. It's normal. It's totally, absolutely normal. Stop expecting that it's not normal. This is your program. This is what you want to do. You want to change and upgrade your program before and after the event, not during it. You cannot do it during it. And this is why I always say, be kind to yourself. Once it has happened, stop saying to yourself, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. This is literally your program that was born from your trauma. You never chose your trauma. And so you never chose the program either. You never chose anything. You're doing your best to upgrade that program. You can do it before and after, but not during. Right? So this is how you remind yourself to let go of the shame and the self-loathing and the feeling that you should be different than whatever you're feeling in this moment. You're feeling exactly how you should be feeling. It's absolutely, totally, 100% logic, normal, predictable, expected. Right? Edinburgh Empire. I think people see calm and excitement. We need a fine balance. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm going to read so far until if I see something that is weird, I will start to question whether or not you should stay on the live stream. But so far, it doesn't make sense yet. Maybe further down the road, I will see things that make sense together. And again, my little tirade about Jesus is not, I'm not anti-Jesus. I appreciate all forms of religion, including Christianism, when and if it's done properly. Not when it's coming from a place of, oh, you have to praise the Lord. You know what? No, you don't have to. Genji, a part of me only wants him to be responsible for what he, in theory, should know, hurts or triggers me. Even though he's kind to me, I couldn't see that. Yes, because in that moment, you are the version of yourself who could not see that. You are the version of yourself who had to protect yourself from the enemy. In that moment, your husband was the enemy, like all of them. Right? So it's normal. Again, unless you address that belief, you will keep expressing this. This is your program. Now, as you work on this over time, unless you want to have an intervention that is going to be addressing your subconscious mind directly, like working with me, what I suggested last time, or similar protocol of the things that I do with other people, then you are choosing the long road, and this is what will happen. It may take you years before you change, but this is your choice, right? So accept it and do your best with what it can accelerate. It can happen much, much faster. I don't know, because you've been doing it for a long time, but accept that this is your choice. So at least if you remind yourself that it's your choice, it's going to empower you a little bit more. It's going to remind you, you know what, I chose that. I could find a shortcut. But you said last time, yeah, but that'll be me cheating. So if that's what you believe, then fair enough. But accept that I've chosen not to cheat. I'm going to do it properly, and it's going to take maybe 10 years, maybe more. I don't know, maybe less as well. I never want to be the one taking hope away from people. Anything is possible. Now, there are miracles. I have been through one myself. Leo, no for me is okay. Movement is just constant. Okay, constant communication. It's good to show interior emotivity and energy like that. Thank you. Okay, so yes, so it's a positive. So yes, um, the words, the things that we say are only a small fraction of communication. This is communication. My face, my voice, the way I move, the energy that I radiate, all of those things are perceived by other people as a part of the communication process. Um, so we need to really be aware of that when we are with people. It's not what we say, it's how we say it. This is very important. People who are empathetic, people who have a lot of emotional intelligence, will always say that to you, like me. It's not what you said, it's how you said it. And people who don't have emotional intelligence don't understand how to learn. They're like, what do you mean? But it's really that. How we say things are more often than not more important than what we actually say. Because how we say things show the drive. Do I want to be right or do I want to be kind? Do I want to be judgmental or do I want to be connecting with that person at an emotional level and seeing the human in them instead of projecting my own self judgment? We judge others because we judge ourselves. This is a whole different conversation altogether. Edinburgh Empire. My friend, we are regathering our strength in the Lord, being very humble before God. Forgive them and grow up in your faith. Okay, so you're starting to sound like what we call a religious narcissist, right? I'm giving you a chance here. You can't take the text away, but if not, you're going to give me a chance to talk about religious narcissism, religious trauma, religious psychosis, all of those terrible people who are using religion, whether they're aware of not, to hurt other people, to control them, to manipulate them, either because they're traumatized themselves or because they're narcissists and they want to just play with people. So you are either traumatized and you don't know this and you believe that it's the only thing you have to do, or you are a narcissist troll that is doing this either to just entertain yourself online, or maybe you do it in real life with people all the time. In which case, it's very, very, how can I say, it's very toxic for people's well-being, right? Edinburgh Empire. Genji. The other part of me understands that I have conditions, so we automatically thinks like this anyway. Okay, so it's not the other part. It's that each moment you have a different part taking over, one moment at a time. So one moment you are the child that is protecting himself from the enemy, and the next moment you are the person who can observe this from the outside and realizes, it's not like that. But then the next moment, depending on your state, you will have a different version of you hijacking your perception and interpretation of reality. Edinburgh, don't let the world drag you down. My friend, I gave my praise in honor to Jesus. And when you say my friend, it sounds very, very shifty. It's like, oh, my friend, I'm your friend. Do you realize this? Um, uh, I don't feel that you're my friend at all when you say that. Um, so if you really want to be my friend, you change the way you address me, you change the things you talk about, and you start to be on, we can come to a place in between, as opposed to trying to get me into your narrative. Dawn Woodland, I'm not having an easy time. Do you want to talk about yourself, Dawn? What is happening? Edinburgh, I do. I don't say anyone has to. I gave my praise to God. Okay. In that case, we get it. And I'm happy that you gave your praise to Lord. But don't tell us about this anymore. Because otherwise, it will come across like you are trying to really get us to be in your narrative. Right? You do whatever you want. It's like, I don't know, we all enjoy doing different things, but I'm not going to talk about the things that I did today just because I like it. I can mention it briefly once in a conversation, but we need to move from that. If you repeat yourself, if you're persistent about it, then it's showing something else. There's something underneath. There's either an agenda or there is a trauma response. For a lot of people who are traumatized, they feel the need to talk about Jesus all the time. I have to, otherwise I'm going to end up in hell. And it's actually, it is their coping system. It is their stress regulator. They're living such fear and anxiety that every time they mention Jesus, I'm feeling better about myself because I believe that whenever I talk about Jesus, Jesus is acknowledging me and is putting a little note. There's a tab. Aha, he said it 50 times today. He's not going to hell tomorrow just yet. Yeah. Even during struggle and suffering. Bassist, Didi, just wondering if you lean towards a certain school in psychology in your practice, example, psychoanalytic, CBT, or perhaps a mixture. The system that I use is called RTT. It stands for Rapid Transformational Therapy. I am a clinical hypnotherapist and an RTT therapist. The protocol is about essentially hypnotizing a person so that we can go back into the memories of the past. And we can find what are the original beliefs, the original triggers, the original blocks that are all subconscious that they have created, but has now escalated and gone out of control and creating problems in their life. And so, in the example of your family member, why, first and foremost, why that family member is overwhelmed? Why do they need alcohol in the first place? What is it about them that require a system to get by in life when other people don't need that system? So there's a belief, maybe I'm not enough, I don't deserve the good things in life, people are bad, there's nothing I can do about it. Whatever it is, there's a belief, a root belief that is starting the whole process of the state of his life now. And then we want to address also the belief about alcohol itself. As in, why out of everything has he chosen alcohol as a coping mechanism? Could have been weed, could have been PORN, could have been gambling, could have been shopping online, could have been working or working out at the gym. It can be anything at all. It can be food, but he has chosen alcohol. Why? So now, when I find out what is the root cause of as to why he needs something and why it has to be that thing, my job is to disarm those beliefs and to change the energy of those beliefs so that it doesn't it does not express itself in his body uh, anymore through through his impulses. Whenever he has an urge to drink alcohol, it's not something that he thinks. It's a feeling. It's an emotion that is taking over. The thought comes after. We are run by emotions first and foremost. So my job is to basically change, upgrade the belief, the blocks, the triggers, all those things that are creating the problem in his life now. And then after that, once I've done that, look after people over the course of 5 sessions. The first session is addressing the subconscious mind. And after that, there are 4 more sessions where I address the conscious mind. And once we have opened the door of the subconscious mind for a little while, now we can try most of the things. And we can realize that the way we think things is down to how we feel. But because we have started to address how we feel, we can also upgrade how we think. And this is the next level. Now it's like an MOT of the mind. We're addressing both the conscious and the subconscious mind. Um, and yeah, I have a great rate of success when it comes to addictions. I used to be one myself. Like, and I'm also neurodivergent, um, CPTSD, ADHD. I was diagnosed bipolar in my 20s. And so, yeah. So RTT is the system. Um, you can, if you go on my website, there's a mention about it. You can look at it. The person who created it is called Marza Peer. She's a pioneer in the UK as far as psychology and hypnotherapy are concerned. She's a genius. Um, Edinburgh Empire. You think because we praise Jesus, we can be in good faith and respect your channel? Um, it's the last time I'm going to let you say that. If you don't turn your comment off, I will have to block you. Okay? Because this is what people do. They keep cramping, and it's just wasting your time. It's just wasting your energy. If you are grown up, if you're an adult, if you are clear-minded, you don't have to repeat yourself. I don't want to talk about this. If you want to talk about religion, then ask me. You know what? Let's talk about religion. What do you think about Jesus? And then I can have a conversation with you. But it's because of the way you're tripping this inside of the conversation without us talking about this, and despite me telling you not to. Uh, this is what makes me feel that you are a narcissist, that you are trying to control and manipulate, and you are feeding on my reactions. It's like you're having fun with little strings. And so I don't really mind if it's bringing something to the conversation. I don't mind whatever that you think, but or whatever that anyone thinks. But I don't feel that it's bringing much. And also, it's important for me to show the people who follow me how to set boundaries, how to spot people who are trying to maybe play or take advantage of you in any which way. And so, how to set a boundary. This is how we set a boundary. If you carry on, I will block you from the channel. And the boundary will be when I apply it, not when I say it. Dawn, some people want you to react. Yes, indeed. Edinburgh Empire, we have great care for mental health. It's a real problem today. Okay, so far, no Jesus. So far, so good. Genji, I still think that I am an unlovable monster and no one will love me. You think it then, right now, you think it right around now, you're with me, talking to me directly. Think about some good things about yourself. And then you'll be reminded, you're not the monster. It's a matter of perspective. If you look at yourself from the perspective of someone who wants to find the goodness in you, you will find peace. If you look at yourself from the perspective of someone who wants to see the monster in you, you will find it too. And you're only experiencing this because so far, your default perspective is the person who wants to see and highlight and criticize the monster. And no one will love me without something in it for them. I heard a Buddhist talking about how something you have to let go of all you know to heal. Let me read it again. I heard a Buddhist talking about how sometimes you have to let go of all you know to heal. Everything is contextual, so I'm not sure what you mean with that Buddhist quote. I'm sure that it was relevant to whatever they were saying during, whatever I was talking about. But I don't get it in this context. Leo, some emoji I can't see. I can't see even with my glasses. Some kids, something like that. Genshi, but I am able to see in foresight where I was wrong, and I do work on changing it. Okay, so yes, so this is the thing. This is the work. You're able to see it in hindsight, right? This is the work. So as I always say to you, you're doing well. Just keep going. It takes time. Wax on, wax off. Hi, dude. You speak so eloquently. Helped me. You have. Thank you so much. Long live your bloodline. I don't have kids, and I will never have kids. But thank you for the good thoughts. We may have more dogs at some point, me and my husband. But thank you for the kind words, nevertheless. Your ancestors see you and they agree. Okay, yeah, I know that. I agree. Thank you. Thumbs up, indeed. Edinburgh, forgiveness is healing yourself. Joy the Ghost. N. Edinburgh, because you heal your heart from the pain of betrayal, betrayal cuts very deep. Genji, yes, I look up to you. I think I'm still being impatient, but I want to be heard, but I still have a long way. My own trauma and ego gets in the way, and I become frustrated with something I need to accept. Okay. So you're having awareness of why you are feeling the way you feel. It's a great thing. It's part of your process, right? It is. It is absolutely part of the process. Wax on, wax off. Nice tattoos. Thank you. Edinburgh Empire. I am your friend. Okay. Okay. So stop talking about the Lord, please. If you want to be my friend. Edinburgh, you have judged me first. No, I haven't judged you. I have assessed you based on your actions, on your words, on your energy, and you're still doing it. Now you're trying to bring back the ball on me. So I'm going to block you. That's enough. Okay. Edinburgh, I'm not going to block you. I'm going to do something that allows you to see me, but it's going to hide all of your comments from my channel. So whatever you write, no one can see them. And I'm going to hide user on this channel. And that's done. So I know that you can still see me, you can still hear me. And this is, guys, how we set a boundary. You tell them, if you do it again, I'm going to do it. And then the next, very important, is to do it. If I didn't do it, then I would still be led on by that person who is pretending to be a friend when really you just want to makes me feel bad. Oh, you judge me first, and this is just what people do. I don't want to attack that person personally because I understand that we all do what we can. I was like that myself in the past, so I get it. However, it doesn't help with the channel. It doesn't help with the energy here. And if anything is helping me teach you guys how to spot people, how to set boundaries, how to not allow them. There are plenty of them in the world. And also, it's not that it's a type of people. Some people are not all bad. They are just opportunistic. Maybe that person is a lovely person, but maybe today they had a terrible day and they need to let go of that. So they're using the social media to let go of their frustration on strangers. And so when that happens, we don't need to be angry at them. All we need to do is to apply the system, set a boundary. I see you. I told you once, twice. If you do it again, I'm going to stop allowing you in my place. And then do it. Just like that. Easy peasy. Life is good. Okay. Wax on, wax off, well said. Martin, what do you think about the cultural emptiness nowadays? I don't know what you mean about the cultural emptiness. I don't believe there's a cultural emptiness. I believe that culture is always evolving, flourishing, and growing and changing in many ways. Do you have a specific culture in mind that you find empty? For me, culture is always moving. I love culture. I love art. I love thoughts. Things are always changing all the time. What do you mean by cultural emptiness, Martin? Maybe I missed something. Genji. Also, I'm sorry for my typing today. I'm a bit tired, so I'm not wording things correctly. You're good, Genji. Dawn, it's housing, financial, and mental health issues. Thanks for asking. Housing. Okay. So you have some difficulties with your home, your money, and how it's impacting your mental health. I get it. People don't realize that um, money is so important when it comes to mental health. Money and safety. If you don't have money, we're constantly living on the brink of will I make it the next week? And it's an immense toll on anyone's mental health. So I get it. I wish you the best with that. If you want, we can talk about it. Even when you are going through those things, it's possible to do your best to create some space, mental space, where you may feel a bit better about yourself. That may help a little bit. Finite Abyss, knowledge is healing. Finite Abyss, hi Didi, good to see you. Thank you. Same here. Genji, do you think that it is a part of my conditions that I think I don't deserve kindness or forgiveness because I believe I'm a bad person? Yes, it is. Yes. If you have BPD, it means that you have a very low self-esteem, a low perception of yourself. The way that you see yourself is very, very negative. And so this is precisely why you are going through all the things that you're going through. The fear of abandonment is the idea that you are not good enough, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve to be seen, you never did, you never will, you're born inferior, you're not the same. And this is what I used to believe myself all my life because of the same condition. And so it's normal. It is normal. Again, unless until you get to the point where you can change your belief, this is going to be your normality. Right? And this is what you want to change over time. By doing what? By learning how to allow for the emotion to arise. And then the next moment, I trust the filter and change it. And it will take some time. But the more you remind yourself, it's not like that. My husband didn't do that because of that. He did that because of that instead. And it's got nothing to do with me. Nothing better about myself. Do it again and again and again and again. And eventually, at some point, you start to sink in. Finite Abyss. I was reading a fabulous textbook about biology and it made me so happy. Okay? Genji. Forgot to mention, but after not getting to speak with you last week, I realized how much I do consider you my support system. Okay. I feel that I won't be judged even when my darkest foes. I'm grateful. Thank you, Genji. And I'm grateful that you are trusting me in your journey. Finite Abyss. I shouldn't have said knowledge is healing. I should have said knowledge is healing to me. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. I get it. I understand that everything is contextual. So I believe that knowledge is healing is from your point of view. Knowledge is knowledge. There are many ways to address that conversation. People would say knowledge is nothing if you don't apply it. In the other days, people used to say knowledge is power. And the way I used to respond to that is that no, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is just knowledge. A lot of people know that they should be doing this and they're not doing it. They know it. So what's the point of it? Where is the power? So people know that they should stop doing that other thing and they don't stop. And so the way that I see it is that knowledge is an element of something that can help, but only if you understand it. Knowledge is not power. Understanding is power. When you understand something, you have absorbed it, you have accepted it, you have let it into your emotional mind. So it's not something that you think, it's something that you feel. You have become that thing, and now your life has changed through the understanding. Knowledge is just knowing. Knowing is what happens at the cognitive level in your conscious mind. Understanding is what you believe, is what is happening in your subconscious emotional mind. But I understand when people say knowledge is power or knowledge heals or knowledge is good, it's great. Yes, it means information is better than ignorance. But there are many other steps that must be applied for knowledge to really impact someone's life. And I'm sure that you agree with me, right? Genji, we need to rewatch this live so I can write down what you said so I can reference. Okay, fantastic. Yes, for those who are new to our channel, you can always replay my live streams once they are fully uploaded on YouTube the following day. It takes typically, I don't know, a day for YouTube to fully upload my live stream. But you can always find them the next day if you want to retrieve some information. If you go on my page, on the live section, there's a lot of them. Every single live I have ever done, they're all there. I probably need to get rid of the old ones because I don't think that anyone is going to watch them anymore. But it's just to show that I'm here, I show up, and I do my best to help you guys as much as I can within my capacity, within the capacity of that format. Leo, I am just listening and learning. Thanks. Thank you, Leo. Kenshi, is it okay for me to say my friend to you, or is it just a Jesus guy but shouldn't? You can call me my friend. I know that you're my friend. The Jesus guy was using my friend even though we have not established that we're friends yet. So it's a tactic that typically narcissist people use, or people who want to manipulate you. Come on, my friend. I try to hypnotize you. You're my friend. But really, if we're a friend, we know it and we can say it, and it feels different. Right? I know that you are my friend because we've been talking to each other for a long time. So we have established that over time. And in reality, everyone is my friend. But if you have to say it, then if you have to say it, even though you don't know me, then that's where it's dodgy. You are essentially people who say that are essentially trying to convince me they are my friend. It's like people who say I'm very famous. Well, if you were famous, I would know you. Huh? And this is the same sort of weird, twisted thinking. It's not weird, twisted thinking. It's a type of hypnosis, suggestion. People are trying to hypnotize you. I'm famous. I'm your friend. Let's do this. Listening while walking away. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you. Let's do this. Genshi, I just realized I say that when I leave, and I don't want to offend you if you don't like that. If I didn't like something, I would have expressed it. Don't worry. You are my friend. Pigeons on my windowsills are also my friends. Making some noise also. I'm making that. Yeah, no, you're my mate. All good, Genshi. Genji, I think I'd be completely lost or not here at all without your help and insight. It surprises me that humans can be sad for so long and stay here because it's all we know. That makes sense. I just wanted to check. Okay, we good. We have a sip of tea. For those wondering, Earl Grey tea is the sponsor of my live stream today. Genji, I heard your feathered friends earlier. I also met some feathered friends. You can hear them flapping their wings or going at each other, trying to seduce each other. Yeah. We love pigeons in my household. where the window sill is full of them. We have actually condemned our windows now because my husband is always giving them peanuts, or seeds or nuts of any sorts. So now they come. Because of that, as soon as I want to open the window, they come. So I have to close the window. Otherwise, they end up trapped in flats, and then we need to. It takes forever to get them out. Um, but because of that, we kind of condemned ourselves to never open the window fully in the daytime. Otherwise, it's pigeon invasions. But that's the price of that's the price of us connecting with them at that level. We still love them. They still make me smile and laugh every day. And yeah, they're amazing. Genji, I am debating if I should be one of those people who sits out and feeds the birds. It's up to you. A lot of people do that. In my area, a lot of people do that. A lot of people comes up with their bags of rice, bags of seeds, whatever, food we throw it, and there's flocks of them, and I love it. Some people are going to be grumpy and say, "Oh, don't feed them; they're like flying rats." But people still do it, and I'm happy that they do. I think the more people are, it's not the more. A lot of people who are struggling with mental health may also find some sort of connection with pigeons, with birds, with yeah, squirrels. Genshi, could I ask what you say to your husband if you feel triggered by him? Does he take responsibility and apologizes immediately, or do you go on a walk when then talk and apologize? It depends. It depends. It depends. All sort of things happens. Generally speaking, uh, I explode, I get sulky, and then at some point I come back and I apologize, and he apologizes too. Um, yeah, that's how it goes. Um, there has been some instances where he was very good, showing me that he get it, but more often than not, I'm the one who would have a step ahead because it's just the way I am. I'm more proactive and constantly obsessed with that, thinking about those things all the time. My mind is much faster as well. Um, but we're working together in our own ways, and it's okay. It's doing well. There's some moment where I need to. He's really good to me. He's really patient, and I know that sometimes it, it's a lot to take from me to him. Um, but sometimes I apologize a few hours after, and he's always all right eventually. Um, I'm learning how to do it faster. Sometimes it's immediate. I mean, not immediate, but within minutes, or even within seconds, depending on the situation. It depends. Now it's very rare I have to go out and walk. I don't do this. If anything, we just move from a room to another, but I don't have to go outside anymore. We passed that stage. And also, when we get angry, it's never. I mean, sometimes it can be quite vocal, but it's not. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be in the past. And the reason why it's still happening with him is only because we have created a history. We've been together for 21 years, and it's only after 15 years that we found out that we had our conditions. So we have developed some belief about one another over the course of 15 years. This is why it's taking more time. I have only problem with him and with one of my ex who's a friend. Because again, we have a history. We know each other for 30 years. But with anyone else, I don't have a problem. Because with anyone else, it's a clean slate. There's no history. There's no prejudice. There's no. There's nothing telling me why they're doing this. I'm coming with every new person in my life with the new filter. I'm seeing the good things in them. I'm learning how to deliberately apply this to those two last person, which is my husband and my ex. That's it. They're the only persons that are still that I need to raise a conscious awareness about what I think, what I do, what I feel when I'm with them. And it's the process of things. But with everyone else, no one can get me to react anymore. Because I no longer have a filter for them. That version of myself uh, is only an echo from the, the relationship that I had with my husband and my ex before we found out about our conditions. Um, Thank you for your heart. Genji, pigeons used to be pets. I feel bad that they are domesticated and living outside. Finite Abyss, I agree. I'm not good with phrasing my thoughts. You really helped me with that. Also with the short on why not to try to beat narcissist. Okay. What was it? Let me try to remember myself about that short. I'm changing my format. I don't know if I mean, you will notice I'm changing my format both on TikTok and YouTube. Things are going to change a little bit. I think you haven't seen it yet on YouTube, but hopefully sometime soon you will see I'm going to resume my long form, but also my short videos are going to be slightly different. And instead of posting 3 a day, just 1 is enough. I've been doing too much for too long now. And I'm going to focus on quality instead of quantity. So let me go back to that post that you're mentioning. Just bear with me, please. I think I have in mind which one you said. Gosh, there's so many posts. I've been too. I get it. Is it this one? Stop focusing on exposing narcissists or breaking them. Instead, focus on breaking the spell. Focus on breaking the focus. You focus on breaking your own attraction to them. You don't need to learn how to unmask or hurt narcissists. You just need to find a way to stop finding them fascinating, charismatic, and irresistible. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. A lot of people, they attack out of anger because they are hurt, so it's normal. But they don't realize that the best and only way really to deal with them is to stop finding them interesting, is to stop finding them special, is to stop allowing them in your space, is to stop allowing them bullshitting you, just like that guy, Edinburgh Jesus guy. If I kept allowing him, I would have allowed the narcissist to keep playing with me. And so all we need to do is to disconnect. But the difference is that I was not fascinated by that guy at all because I've come a long way. I used to be, but I've changed. And this is what I'm trying to tell people. We need to realize that if we suffer from narcissist, it's not because of the narcissist. It's because we find them amazing. We find them fascinating. We're allowing them, we're attracting them, we're inviting them to hurt us, to manipulate us, to take the piece. So this is where we want to focus our attention on, not on them, but on our attraction to them. I realize it's all fake. It's all to do with some associations we do have because of things that happened to us in the past. And now we don't have to have associations with associations anymore. Genji, so if I explode, should I apologize first, even if I feel like I was in the right for being upset? No, you don't apologize as long as you feel that you don't have to apologize. When you are angry, you are angry. You need to let go of the anger. And once the anger is gone, then think to yourself, okay, I want to see that situation from a different perspective. So now I'm going to realize, he didn't say that because he wanted to hurt my feelings. He said that because he's clumsy, because he's what he does. And I have overacted, I have hurt his feelings. I don't want to be that guy. So now I'm feeling that I should apologize. And that's when you apologize. You never do anything because you have to. You do things because you feel that it's the right thing for you to do. Otherwise, you're going to create more repression. I have to do this, I'll get to do that. It's self-righteousness. It hurts people. Do things because it feels right for you. Do things when you feel that it's the right time to do those things, that is aligned with what you should be doing. So yes, if you explode, explode. If you get angry, but then get the F out. And then when you come back, when you do some reflection, realize, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should apologize. If you feel like that, then apologize. Never force yourself. Um, Kevin, I woke up this morning and had a vision of a closed ATM. What do you think in terms of dream analysis? I don't do dream analysis. I don't believe in them. So I can't help you, I'm afraid. I believe there's a lot of ways we can use dreams, but I don't believe in dream analysis because it's all symbols, and symbols are different for each culture. So we're all different, and so it can mean many different things. Uh, I think the best bet is that if you believe in those sort of things, Google, use AI and ask them what does ATM means in a dream, and you will find some things that may help you or not. Um, but I don't believe in dream analysis. I believe that how we feel during our dreams are telling us about our state, and that is very very useful. Other than that, yeah, we could be visiting different dimensions. There could be all sorts of things. There are millions of things that we can imagine when it comes to dreams. Uh, but I don't believe that what you dream are going to tell you something about your life, your future, or anything like that. In terms of symbols, again, because if you go from one culture to another, the same symbol means a very different thing. And so just because of that, I can't condone that unless you've lived all your life in one confined type of culture, you have never been exposed to any other type of ideas, and everyone around you are sharing the same. Then in that case, you may refer to some books or protocols that are going to reflect that specific culture back at you through the deciphering of some symbols in your dreams. Um, does it help, Kevin? Genji, exactly the same situation with me. My husband is very nice and patient. Just sometimes he seems defensive and egotistical, but I'm sure I am too. So again, if he is on the spectrum of autism, he would come across like defensive and egotistical. Just like me with my husband who is autistic. So this is for you to do your best to see him under a different filter. That's how he is. He doesn't mean bad. He doesn't do it on purpose. Um, and he needs to do the same towards you. You're not reacting because you are bad or insecure or needy. You're doing it because you come from a place of trauma and you need some support, like all of us. And he does too. Bassist, are you seeing an increase in mental health due to things like social media and AI? The rapid change can feel jarring, but at the same time, there are great benefits. Um, the reason why there's more mental health cases being seen is not because of technology. It's because we're now talking more about it. I believe that it's always been the case. I believe that I was born in 1970. I believe that in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 50s, in the 80s, in the 90s, always everyone had suffered from all sorts of mental conditions. But they pretended to be okay, to be normal. Um, they blamed it on all sorts of things. Um, so people would say, that person is stupid. They may not realize they may be ADHD. That person is rude. Maybe they're autistic. That person is needy. Maybe they have borderline personality disorder. We didn't know, so we judged people instead of understanding because we didn't know. But now we know. So that's why people are talking about this more. They're realizing, it's not that I'm shy. It's not that I'm weak. I have social anxiety. Uh, it's not that whatever that could be judged. Maybe it's the depression or whatever else, trauma. Um, and so um, I believe that thanks to the advance of understanding mental health, but also thanks to a new generation that is more educated about it, more open-minded, more kinder as well, as opposed to hard, judgmental, cruel like the previous generations. We are having more of those conversations, and it's the natural course of things. It's evolution. It's a great thing, and also because of social media, all information spread much faster, and so now something can really get huge within hours, and it's a good thing. Um, Technology expands exponentially, but so does our lifestyles and the way we see and understand and interpret and experience things. Um, and so I don't believe that we're suffering because of AI or because of social media. Well, we have always suffered. But thanks to many things, we're able to see more of this. And of course, some of the problems that we have are exacerbated by social media. But the problem was not the social media. The problem was our propensity to be addicted to something. And now social media is there. Bang. People are people. So people are going to use social media to take advantage of those who have a propensity. It's like alcohol. You're talking about your family member who's addicted to alcohol. Alcohol is there, and and there are all sorts of different ways they could sell alcohol. But people who sell it, they don't care. They just want to make money out of it. So over many decades, they made alcohol very glamorous, very cool, like smoking cigarettes as well. Um, and it was always because of people, it's not because of the alcohol. If you don't have a history of trauma, if you're not neurodivergent, if you don't have any, if you haven't suffered from any type of lack in your childhood that's created some discrepancy in the way your brain evolved, then you can see alcohol, drugs, you can see PORN, anything at all, gambling, gaming, as things. You can try them, but you will not get hooked to that. It's just an experience. You may like it, you may not like it. It doesn't matter. It's just a thing. But for those who get addicted, it's because we have propensity. And so it's the people who know that are going to create, let's talk about gambling. They're going to create all of those apps that get people to lose all of their money. They know that some people have a propensity and they're making them, they're doing this on purpose because they don't care about them. They're there just to make money. If they really care, they'll say, okay, you know what? You can play if you want, but we need to make sure that there's some limits. Maybe they want to assess someone's psychological profile before we do that sort of things. I don't know. I don't have the solution just yet, but but the problem is not the technology; it's the people. Some people, again, not all people, but some people are going to use religion, like Edinburgh guy. Some people are going to use religion in a very toxic way to manipulate and control others. But religion is not bad in and of itself. It can be a beautiful thing. It can allow people to have a tribe with whom they feel loved and accepted, and they can feel supported. Religion can be amazing. It's just that some people have been using religion in a bad way, and it's the same thing with social media, with AI, with anything else. It was always the people. It was always some people. What do you reckon, bassist? Would you agree with that? Kevin, I had a dream of a closed ATM. What do you think? Again, sometimes when you talk about yourself, I really do understand that my experience isn't special. I don't react with anyone except my husband, which isn't fair to him. Yes, okay, so it's not that it's not special, it's not unique. Many of us indeed do that, but not everyone does. We're all different. There's zillions of us. So it doesn't matter whether it's special or not. It is your experience, and that suffice. That is enough. It is your experience. Your experience matters. You need to understand it, and you need to make the most out of it. We don't need to compare ourselves to others, right? Genshi, I guess there's some comfort in hearing you experience similar experiences that I do. Only you know how to handle them better than me. Yes, we have a different journey. I used to be worse than you. I mean, at the stage that you are talking about, I don't know how you were in the past, but I used to be violent. I used to be aggressive. I used to manipulate people. I used to be shitty, like very bad. I was a terrible excuse of a human being. I used to be so petty. For a long time, I believed that I was narcissist. Um, and so I would manipulate people. I would go on a rampage, on a mission to destroy them, to destroy their reputation, to destroy their relationship with their family, their friends. I would go that length if I was in a state of rage and vengeance and anger. Um, I've done some horrible things. I've sent people in the hospital. Um, you know, that was my life up to the age of 39. So I really understand what you're going through. Um, and even though I'm still going through those things, it's nothing compared to what I used to do. And well, even talking about this now, I'm like, gosh, I forgot about it. But I really have come a long way. Um, and I'm immensely proud of this. And the main reason why I would say that really is for anyone who's watching to realize that you can change too. No matter what you are going through, no matter what has happened to you, no matter how long it's been, no matter how you feel about yourself in this world, and you'd, you'd be surprised how so many of us have really hit rock bottom for a long, 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 long period of time, and still we made it. Kevin, how are you, my friend? I'm very well indeed. How about you, Kevin? We talk about something? Bassist. Yes, I think the dawn of the internet, exponential tech, and advance in science and understanding and awareness of neurodiversity is definitely encouraging for humanity. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for being positive. People who are negative about this are generally overwhelmed. So again, no one chooses that. But when we are angry at the state of our life, we need to have an understanding of what is going on. And if we live in fear and overwhelm, we're going to create a system. It's got to be because of him. It's because of them. It's because of social media. It's because of the internet. It's because of the immigrants. It's because of the trans people. It's because of the pronouns. It's because of all of those things. And it's just not. People need to have some illusion of control over their life, an illusion of agency. Um, and it's coming from a place of hurt and trauma and overwhelm. So again, it's not their fault. We don't choose it. Um, they suffer from that, and they make people suffer because of it as well. But if we're not in such a bad place, then we can realize that everything was always going in the better direction. It's just a matter of us looking in the right places. Genji, sorry I was moving a bug outside, but I heard your feathered friend. But I heard you, my autocorrect. Genji, how often you look back on and see how far you've come? Never. I don't do it deliberately. People make me remember. So when I talk, you remind me. But also when I work with my clients, sometimes I need to go back because my clients are reminding me of some situation, and I know that I can tap into myself to remember how it felt back then. So I meditate, I remember, I'm like, so I know what it is, and I know what I should be doing next. Um, so those are the only instances where I go back when I need to retrieve something useful, or when someone is reminding me through a conversation, which is okay. But I don't live in the past. I don't live in the past at all. Anti nostalgia. I really have no space or time for that. I used to live so much in the past and the future, and I'm really, really, as far as the practice of mindfulness is concerned, I really, um, it has really impacted the way I live my life. It's always now, 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 just now. Now is amazing. Now could be my last moment, and it's okay. It's only now. I never revisit my past. Sometimes I have some moment of daydreaming. Like at the moment, I have a lot of this about Glastonbury. I love Glastonbury, and this year there are no Glastonbury. But whenever I'm outside in the park and it's nice and sunny and warm, I can smell the smell, feel nature, and it's reminding me of me when I'm in Glastonbury. So it's a lot of flashbacks, but it's not like going in the past. It's more like having flashbacks and enjoying having experienced that. Um, I don't feel that I miss anything about the past. Yeah. I think I have an attachment, an association with nostalgia that is quite negative. I look at all the old grumpy people, and I never want to become one of them. So maybe because of that, that's why I reject going back to the past, unless there's a need for that. And I've been saying this when I changed, when I transformed myself in 2009. I was so happy. Everything changed about myself. I became teetotal after 39 years. Uh, and I was so high on life that I lost the plot. I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Something came. Again, ADHD. If we come back, if it was important. Um, Yeah, I know, it's back. I was talking about going back into the past. I was so high after I changed that I was busy enjoying the present time each moment, every day for like, I don't know, 12, 15 years. I was happy because I've been through a life of hell for 39 years and suddenly I was in heaven. And so I was genuinely super happy all the time, so much so that I had no space, time, energy, intent to go back into the past. My present was always going to be 1 million times better than anything that ever happened in the past. Um, Bassist, I like the perspective. Thanks. Thank you. Kevin, not too bad today. Yesterday, depression. Today, physical therapy. Self. Okay. Okay. So today is better. It's good, right? If there's anything you'd like to talk about or ask me about, I'm more than happy to entertain those conversations with you. Spiraxis, Didi, I have an appointment for some healthcare tomorrow that I'm nervous about. It's gender affirming care, and I have past experience with this that are bringing back all anxiety and advice for staying centered and mindful. Okay? So I want you to realize that you are worried about what may happen because you're imagining the worst case scenario. And whatever you are playing in your mind is going to create a physical state in your body. And so one of the way you can deal with that is to create a best case scenario happening in your mind instead. So instead of thinking, oh, what's the worst that can happen? I remember I've seen some bad stuff, had some bad experiences. So now you're imagining some pictures that are quite bad. That's why you're feeling terrible. Imagine instead, you know what? What if everything goes well? What if everything goes hunky-dory? Everything goes to plan, even better than that. What if everything happens so easy? And what if I enjoy my day? Imagine yourself, visualize yourself going through the whole thing where everything is fine. Believe that you're supported by the universe. Believe that you're supported by life, by everything that you believe, whatever that you believe in, and that you can be all right. Um, in general, when it comes to anxiety, we are anxious because there's a part of us that also protects us from the bad things. So the anxiety is there to do that. Um, but I want you to realize that whatever is going to happen tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen. You have no idea. It's impossible. I don't. No one does. And so essentially, you're suffering from a very poor use of your imagination. And so instead of that, imagine the best. Imagine, you know what? It's going to be fine. I had a lot of success, a lot of good things happen in my life, and I'm sure it's going to be one of them. Do your best to go in that direction and see how it works. Now, again, it depends. I don't know about you. If you have some history of anxiety and it's affecting you at a different level, we need to address which levels appropriately where they are. This could be just a symptom of something else. But at a general level, at a superficial level, at a cognitive level, this is what you can do. Instead of thinking, well, what if things go bad? Ask yourself, what if things go very well? And practice it like a skill. Visualize good stuff happening tomorrow. And you will start to feel better about yourself. Also, accept that no matter what happens to you tomorrow, nothing is definite. Life is ongoing. So even if you have a bad experience tomorrow, um, it's only a path that is going to lead you further down in your destiny. So sometimes we experience things that are not so right. But if we look back with hindsight, then we realize that it was actually a blessing in disguise. It was always meant to happen because that bad thing led me to somewhere else that was 10 times better, 1 million times better. Um, I want to tell you a story. Um, so it's an ancient Taoist parable. Um, so there's a Chinese farmer, um, and one day he has one of his horse that escapes. And so the neighbors are telling him, "Ah, you are not lucky. This is very unfortunate." The farmer goes, "Maybe." The following day, that horse returns with more horses. He brings back friends. So now he's got 10 horses out of nowhere. So now the people in the village are telling him, "Oh, you're very lucky." And the farmer goes, "Maybe." And then the following day, his son gets on one of the wild horse and he breaks his legs. He falls. And now the people are saying, "Not lucky." And again, the farmer says, "Maybe." And then after a few days, the army comes and there's a war and they're recruiting all the young people to go at war. Thankfully, because the son has broken his leg, he cannot go. So now everyone's thinking, "Gosh, he's so lucky." And again, the farmer is saying, "Maybe." And in reality, what it means is that we tend to judge situations based on what we have at this point in time. Sometimes we judge them as lucky, good, or unlucky, not good. But if you look back in hindsight, everything is contextual, and everything is part of a bigger story. And so whatever that you're going to go through tomorrow is the same. Whether you decide to label it as good or bad, lucky or unlucky, it's down to you. It doesn't change the fact that it's part of your journey, of your adventure, and you must trust your destiny. You must trust the universe. You must trust your adventure, your journey, your life to unfold in any which way it's meant to unfold, one day at a time, one experience at a time, whether you call it bad or good. I hope it helps. Does it help, Spiraxis? Kevin, what do you think of metta meditations? I don't know what is metta meditation, so I'm going to Google it and see what comes out. Metta meditation. I guess it's a type of meditation when you're observing your own thoughts. Based on, there's a metta with two T's. Traditional Buddhist practice designed to cultivate compassion, universal goodwill, and self-love. Okay, I don't know about it. There are thousands of meditation techniques. I don't know about it specifically, but it says you need to practice focusing on yourself, on a loved one, on a neutral person, on a difficult person, and on all beings. Okay, it's quite good. I get it. Basically, it's about expanding our empathy. First, you practice compassion on yourself, and then you visualize someone that you love and you send them all the goodness. So you feel that love being transferred, not just to yourself. When you give love, you are expressing love at another level. And then to someone that you don't know, which is another level again because you don't have any attachment to that person. And then to someone that you are finding difficult. And that's the most difficult thing. If you can send love, if you can send compassion, gratitude to people that are problematic to you, now you have really, really get to a level of compassion that is quite formidable. And so, and finally, the last one is all beings. So it's a great thing. You know what? Thank you for that. I will spend some time reading more on that. I like the idea of it. It's the sort of things that I do. I don't call it metta meditation, but they are similar to the things that I teach people. I didn't know there was a system called metta meditation. That's great. But yes, it's a good thing. Thank you for the information. Metta with two T's looks like a very good thing to do. Um, um, I will practice it myself, and we get back to you, Kevin, and we can talk about it more in the future. Spiraxis, please, and thank you. Okay, I'm not sure, please, for what, but thank you. Thank you for the thank you. Genji, oh yes, I remember you missed that event a few years ago, but last year you got to go, correct? Yes, yes. I didn't go in 2024, but I went in 23 and in 25. And this year, Glastonbury is off because we're having a fallow year, but it's back next year. So hopefully I will get the ticket. Again, I really, really have to go there. This is my place. As in it's my special place. It's my favorite place in the world. So just because of that, I'm pretty sure that I will get the ticket again. I didn't go in 2024 because I was going through a lot and I didn't, yeah, I was not in the right frequency to be Glastonbury. So long story. I'll tell you more about this maybe next time. It's a bit boring. I mean, except if you believe in the law of attraction, if you believe in manifestation, and if you appreciate Glastonbury, no, that can be interesting. Dawn said hi. It's so nice to hear people say please and thank you. It's not always said enough nowadays. What matters is that we say it. Some people may not say please or thank you, but they don't mean bad. I used to be very important. For me, it used to be very important. And I used to judge people a lot on that. Why are they so rude? I'm opening the door to them. They didn't say thank you. Oh, it makes me want to slam the door in their face. But now I'm realizing that people do what they can. And sometimes they may be self-centered if they're relatively young, or maybe they are overwhelmed by their thought, they have their priorities. But what matters the most is that when we're being nice to people and kind to them, it's got to come from a place of generosity. If I expect someone to say thank you, then I'm not doing it out of kindness. I'm giving you something, I want something back. It's a whole different vibe, it's a whole different energy. Now I'm generally being kind to people because I can, and whatever happens, it's none of my business. If they say thank you, if they show gratitude, I'm happy. If not, it's okay. I can still love them and appreciate them. I don't need to be angry at them anymore. But I understand what you mean. It used to really, really drive me mad. People who are not kind and polite. Uh, but then again, we don't know what's going on in their mind. We don't know the story, and most of all, even if we knew, I think it's more about how we interact with people and how and what we expect from them. If we can find a way to let go of those expectations, this is where and how we can find peace. If for any other reasons, does it make sense, Dawn? Genji. Also, do you think that holding onto your past will poison you, and you should only focus on the present, or keep you motivated to continue healing? The past is never a good place to go. But people who are obsessed with the past, generally speaking, they don't choose to go there. They go there because they don't know what else to do. They can't help. You know, you don't choose to obsess over your past. You obsess over your past because you have some unresolved trauma. Some episodes from the past are highly charged with some very intense emotions, and this is why you keep on resuscitating them. You have a lot of memories. The reason why some memories are always there at the top of your brain, of your mind, is because they are highly charged in emotions. So basically, anything that you have not found closure with from your past is going to be brought back. Anything to do with fear, anything to do with anger, anything to do with sadness, are going to be coming back. And so we don't really choose. But that's why we want to develop the skill of being present so that we spend less time in the past and the future. But we don't choose to be nostalgic. We don't choose to regret stuff. We don't choose to be angry at some people from the past. This is a subconscious process. When we suffer from something, one of the main reasons is because there's a part of us that still feels unsafe. And so the anger, the anxiety, the sadness is there to basically get us to develop some sort of coping mechanism for when we're going to face the same situation or the same sort of people. And this is what healing and therapy does. We change that so that we don't need to go back into the past. We know that it has happened, but we don't need to replay it again forever. But yes, we want to do our best to develop the skills, because it's a skill. It's not something that you do just like that, to be present. Leo Luca, dear master, don't call me master, just call me Didier, please. May I ask you what your favorite season is? In which season do you experience moments of greatest meditative elevation? Thank you. All seasons are good. Now, the seasons that we enjoy more organically, biologically, physically, physiologically, that's summer and spring because we don't need to go through cold. We don't need to worry about low clothes. And because when it's warm, and it's sunny, people are happier, the energy, the vibe is different, the smell is different, it's much more pungent, there are more butterflies and birds out there and bees, so everything is different. So generally speaking, springtime and summer are everyone's favorite seasons because of that, just because we are naturally wired to connect with more things, with more nature, with more positive energy. Um, Again, we're animals, so when it's nice and warm outside, people are happier, but also they are flirting with one another. It's a whole different energy, a whole different vibe. And so, because I'm a human being, I'm the same. I enjoy warmth. I enjoy more smell, more longer day. I enjoy more light, more sunshine. Um, I enjoy all those things. More trees and plants growing. Um, However, I do also appreciate the fall and winter in equal measure because there are different things to enjoy. And again, everything is about contrast. If we lived in a constant state of spring and summer, there was no variation, we wouldn't be appreciating it as much. It is the contrast that makes something interesting. And so the contrast of uh, when fall is coming and the leaves are falling, this is nice. When it's snowing, when it's cold, but then when it becomes brighter again, everything is an experience and everything can be good. So the meditation, it depends. For me, I don't think about it like that. Meditation is something that I do, and it happens. It's happening. It happens whenever it happens, regardless of the seasons, the days, the time of the day. Uh, I don't know. I don't compare it really. Um, in which season do you experience moments of greatest meditative elevation? I don't think that I haven't thought about it. So maybe there's something about it, but I don't believe I don't really care because I don't meditate to get to a state of elevation. I meditate because I enjoy doing it, and wherever it takes me, it's good enough. I may be super high in different dimension floating in the space, or I may be just be aware that I'm here, just looking at a butterfly, and it's the same to me. I'm not trying to reach any state. I am appreciating where I am, and I'm doing my best to make the most out of that state in that moment. And so, and this is how I believe we should really explore meditation. Instead of seeing it like a target, a goal, something we need to master, it's just something that we do because it feels good, because we want to make the most of that moment. Uh, and if we can elevate it, if it's interesting to us, we can do all sorts of different type of meditations. Some meditations are there to help us heal from physical ailment. Some meditations help us manifest things in the future. Some there are all sorts of different manifestations that we can do for all sorts of different reasons. But I think we forget that the first reason is that it's something that is simple, that is natural, and that allows us to feel better about this moment, to make the most. It's allowing us. For me, there's a very small gap between meditation and mindfulness. They're pretty much the same. It's just a matter of semantic. But really, it's about making the most of this moment. Genji, I worded that very poorly. I wish I could edit these messages. It's all good, Genji. Spiraxis, thank you. I will. That helps. Bless you. Great story too. Thank you, Spiraxis. I'm glad you appreciate it. Finite Abyss, I'm very pessimistic person, so I try to find something positive in everything that happens and catches my thoughts. When something bad happens, I think about the last good thing that happened to me. Okay, that sounds good. So I can relativize it. Yes. So you're not as pessimistic as you think you are because you can do this, right? So basically, maybe what you're trying to say is that your default setup is being negative, but then there's a part of you that is working on changing that by changing the perspective and seeing and looking and seeking and finding the good stuff in that moment, no matter how dark it seems at first, right? So you're doing well. Good on you, Finite Abyss. Keep going. That's how we change over time. And at some point, you will call yourself an optimistic. Genji, an optimist, I mean. Genji, I love music, but I have honestly never been to any festival. I basically live with headphones on unless I'm out in nature. Well, with festivals, you have both the music and the nature. Do it. Let's go to Glastonbury. together next year if you want. Genji, I can become very claustrophobic in groups of people. Yes, but this is the thing. First, the energy is different there. But also in some festivals, like in Glastonbury, there are some places for people who get overwhelmed sensorily. There are some tents when we're overwhelmed, you can go there, and it's for people who are autistic, ADHD, CPTSD, and they need some space to recoup. There's a lot of different ways you can experience a festival. Now you need to be prepared for that. You need to understand what it is. But it's absolutely possible, regardless of your condition, to enjoy it. I love it myself. Um, but you need to be in a certain frame of mind, and you need to know how to make the most out of it. Genji, on the topic of the past, since I have PTSD and I've worked on it for a while, I haven't had any flashbacks for months, but a few days ago I did. It reminded me what I'm no longer have to experience, okay? So I guess it's a positive, right? Finite Abyss, being present is so hard. It's not hard. Um, I mean, yes, maybe. Okay, let me try to say. Everything is hard when it's new and different. Everything becomes easier as you do it. And in reality, if something is hard, if you think about it, if you want to be there. And so it's not about being present. It's about doing your best to be present. That is not hard. And this is what you should be doing for everything. Instead of trying to, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to be there, I want to. No, just do your best to get in that direction. That's it. And if you can do that now, we are onto something. We're letting go of the pressure, we're letting go of the perfectionism, we're letting go of the shame, we're letting go of any of those things that are creating problems for us in our lives. Don't focus on I have to be present. Just focus on I'm going to do my best to be as present as I can. And that best is good enough. Because everything is a skill, everything is a practice, everything gets better by virtue of repetition. And so if you find it difficult to be present, don't try to be present. Just do your best to be as present as you can and accept that this is it for now. The more you do this, the more present you will be, but it's okay. It's a journey, it takes time. Genji, that's very kind of you to offer. Ah, yes, we can go together. I mean, the tickets are super hard to get. So there's a lot of organizations to be had, a lot of preparation. It's like a military operation, but it's possible. But if you want to go, we can try to get the tickets together uh, and see if we're lucky. Genji, the flashback was bad, but the feeling of coming out and being safe was a good reminder for me. Okay, so there you go. So now you're focusing on the good bit, right? The flashback sucked. But then, instead of focusing on the flashback, you focused on the coming back. And this is how you do it. Finite Abyss, that's a great advice. Thank you. All right, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. Thank you. Um, we're all too hard on ourselves, and we forget that everything is a matter of repetition. And so, yeah, a very simple way to do this would be to always focus just on doing our best. If we are not there yet, and also, even if we want to go somewhere specific, in reality, there's not a specific cross in your timeline what's going to be perfect. We don't know what it's going to be until we get there. And as we get there, we may realize that that thing is never finished. There's always more to this. And so we're always going in a direction anyway. We're never arrived, no matter what we're aiming at. Unless it's something very materialistic, something very tangible. But anything to do with our personal journey of self-development, self-awareness, self-discovery, we're never arrived. Your whole point in this life is to experience that life, no matter what it brings you, all throughout your life until your last day. And so it's not about what you get, it's about how you ride that journey. A friend of mine who's into all sort of spiritual stuff phrased it very well. She was saying how she believes that we all have a fixed destiny. And I like the idea of it. We have a fixed destiny. However, the choice that we have is not about what life we're going to have. The choice that we have is about how we're going to experience that destiny. Whether we're going to accept it, embrace it, enjoy it, or be unhappy about it because we don't think that it's good enough. So again, it depends on what you believe in. But I can see this in some capacities with my own personal twist on it. Just give me 1 sec, please. Genji, why are the tickets so hard to get? Because everyone wants to go there, and there's only so many tickets. It's the best festival in the world. Typically, I think there are like 220,000 tickets for sale, and typically within minutes, the website crashes and it's sold out. And it sells out always. They do it in October normally, so they do it in October, and the festival is in June. It sells out many months before we even know who's going to play. At that point, no one has a clue who's going to play, but no one cares because it's Glastonbury. They always get the best people, and it's huge. It's humongous. There's something for everyone. It's very special. It's unique. That's why it's so hard to get. But also, for the last few years, BBC has been playing a lot of footages of them. So now there's more people who want to get there. Even people who are not necessarily hippies, they go there because it's trendy to go there. So it's even harder now. Finite Abyss, a Japanese minimalist on YouTube, said you start a routine with just 5 minutes a day every day. I start this with trying to be present. Okay, yes, sounds like a good idea. So to help you with that, think about focusing on one point, on one thing. Being present is just an abstract idea to start with. And so maybe the just way for you to get your day started with is to focus on one thing. Focus on one thought, focus on one intention, focus on one feeling. And that will help you minimize your brain activity to one thing. And this is what meditation starts like. When we are studying meditation, we can't create silence just like that. It's not possible. We can't stop our brain thinking. What we can do is to focus on one point. We focus on one thought. We focus on one picture. We focus on one smell, on one sound, on one vibration. Whatever it is, choose a place of anchor and focus on that thing. And as you focus on that, now, because you're all focusing on that, you won't be thinking about millions of things at the same time. So yeah, being present is similar. You focus on something. You can focus on the things that are close to you. You can focus on how your body feels. You can focus on your breath. You can focus on whatever you want to focus. But focus on one thing and try to stay there for as long as you can. Your mind will be taken away. Return to it. The journey of meditation is not about sticking to a place. It's about returning to that place. And so again, it's just like you're saying, being present is hard. Just try your best. So now maybe we can use this for that. Tell yourself, I don't need to be present. I'm going to do my best to return to that place of peace. The goal is not to arrive to a place of peace. The goal is to return to it. So as you keep returning to it, eventually you become better at it, and you just stay there. But you have to start where you can at this point in time. You don't run before you start to walk. And so focus on returning to that state. Hope it helps. Spiraxis. Bye bye for now, Didi. See you Friday and thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Spiraxis. I wish you well with your thing tomorrow and do let us know how it goes. And I'm sure that you're going to be fine no matter what. Okay? All the best. Thank you. Genji. Wow, that's a massive festival. Do you struggle at all being around people being high and drunk? Or are you just so happy but nothing could bother you? So it depends. I have been in terrible state in the past when I was on my own, when I was in a bad place. But when I'm conditioned and I'm happy, it's the best vibes. It's the best place to be. I have experienced some negative Glastonbury at the very start when I first started there in 2002, 2003, and 2008. But after that, all the other ones, and I've been pretty much non-stop, albeit 2024, I've been to every single one. It's been a ball. I had to learn how to do this. But yeah, you have to know who you are. You have to understand what is going to be there and how you can adapt. You need to be flexible and learn how to go through the waves. It's huge, but there's always an exit. You never get stuck. So if you see that there's too many people, if you don't like the vibes, just keep walking and you end up somewhere else. And eventually you end up somewhere that you like. Uh, and this is the magic of Glastonbury. It is huge. It is the size of the city of Bath. Um, yeah. I think that on a clear day, without mud, without rain, it takes more than 2 hours to go through the length of it. It's brilliant. Um, there's so many things that can be said about it. But again, because of that, they're the hardest tickets to get. They're like Willy Wonka tickets. Now, there are alternatives. I never had the means to that, but if you have enough money, you can pay a lot of money to be in a special super posh glamping area where we give you the tickets. But I don't know how much it is. Like £5 per person or something like that. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. One of my friend did it once, and I'm thinking if I have enough money, I'd be happy to spend that sort of money there. But I don't. I haven't yet, so I'm going the normal way, which is trying to get the tickets. But yeah, there are many ways to get there. Genji, oh wow, you've been going for over 20 years, almost every year. Yes, I've been, yeah, pretty much since 2000. So I went in 2002 and 2003, and then I had struggled with my mental health, so I didn't do anything. And then I went back to 2008, and that was not such a good year. I was very depressed. But then that's when I changed. 2008/2009. That's when I've changed. And so 2009 was my first good one. 2009, 2010, 11, 2009 for 12. Back 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 was the following year. No, yeah, and back on 2019, 2020 was COVID, 22 one as well. Back 2022, and then 23, off 24, back last year, hopefully next year. Yes, I've been there. I've been very lucky. But again, this is what I'm talking about when I mention the law of attraction. I've manifested that for myself because it's so hard to get tickets, and every year I get them. At the beginning, I had them myself, but for a long while, I've never managed to get it myself. It was always a friend, a colleague, a client, someone that knows someone that knows someone to get it for me. Somehow, I get tickets there, and it's quite extraordinary to realize that I've been able to do this for such a long time. The only reason I didn't get it for 2024 is because there's a part of me that was unhappy with myself and Glastonbury that year. I had gout, I had problem with my body, and so because of that, I believe that I didn't really want to be there on that year. But now I'm back on track, and I'm pretty sure that I will keep going there from next year for as long as I'm around, I suppose. Um, so yeah, if you really believe that you're going to be somewhere, if you really feel you're sure about it, then it's going to happen. And this is what people don't talk about when they talk about the law of attraction. It's about that certainty. You know, you can feel it in your bones. There's no possibilities in a million world that it's not going to happen. I know for sure. And because of that, it's happening every year. Um, Genji, the universe wants you to enjoy it if you've been able to get tickets for that long. It's not that the universe, yeah. It's more like I'm creating this to myself. But yes, I get what you mean. It's similar to that. Because I'm aligned with that sort of plans, the universe understands that, you know, this is where I should be. Finite Abyss, I'm very grateful for all of your advice. I wrote that down. It's so amazing that you give all this advice for free. Of course, again, if you are new to the channel, if you don't know it yet, all of my live streams are to be found the following day on my channel. So if you want to replay that video, typically by tomorrow, it will be somewhere on my live section of my page. So if I've said anything that was interesting to you, you can replay the video. Thank you for the comment, for the interest. It's 8 o'clock. I think it's time for me to go. But I was wondering, I don't know. I may not change it straight away, but I was considering changing my times when I do live stream. So far, I've been doing 6 till 8. But do you reckon there be any point in me starting at 7 o'clock instead? I don't know. I really don't know. Genji, thank you for your chat today. I'm very grateful for you being here today. I hope you have a lovely evening. See you next time, my friend. Okay, I'm gonna go anyway. Guys, thank you for watching. Just to remind you, I'm on TikTok and on YouTube. I'm going to change the format in the next week. You should see, in the next couple of weeks, you should see some changes in the way I do my content. But I will keep coming live as I do every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 o'clock p.m. UK time. And for any one of you who would be interested in my services professionally as an RTT therapist, there should be a link to my website on my profile on my bio, I think. Okay. Leo Lokia, waving hand emoji. Genji Berry, if you start at 7, that's fine with me. Thank you. I'm going to stick to 6 for now, but let's see how it goes. Leo, thanks for your time. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Look after yourself. Have a good day or night wherever that you are. And remember to be kind to others if you can. If you can't, at least be kind to yourself. Okay. Bye-bye for now.